In 2023, I thought I had everything figured out. Living in New South Wales, Australia, I was carving out my own path as an OnlyFans model under the pseudonym Tar1La. My mom, who had been through her own struggles in life, was quietly supportive of my career choice, even if she didn't fully understand it. My stepdad, Peter, was a different story, quiet, disinterested, almost aloof. He'd been a part of my life since I was 11, but our interactions were always surface level. We coexisted, nothing more. Peter was a quiet man, a classic introvert who preferred books to people. He worked from home even before it was cool, always tucked away in his study, punching away at the keys. My mom and Peter rarely talked about my career, at least not in my presence. But Peter, the ever-quiet observer, watched more than anyone realized. My OnlyFans account started gaining traction, thanks in large part to a particular fan, let's call him SilentFan99. The username was ironic, he was anything but silent. From day one, SilentFan99 was my top supporter. He never missed a new post, bought every pay-per-view message, and even made custom video requests that ranged from mildly eccentric to downright bizarre. We chatted frequently, but our conversations were entirely transactional. It was a business, after all. Fast forward 2 months. I get a notification from my social media platform, SilentFan99 is actually in my phone contacts. My heart races, my mind spirals. Who could this person be? A childhood friend? A distant relative? An old colleague? The platform didn't tell me outright, so the detective work began. Scouring through my phone, I narrow down the potential candidates to 6. My stomach sinks when I realize one of them is Peter, my stepdad. Trust your gut, they say. So I did. On the site's direct messaging, I confront SilentFan99. I know who you are. Almost instantaneously, my phone buzzes with a new text message. Hey Tay, can we talk? It's from Peter. Every ounce of color drains from my face. The room spins as I read Peter's text. This man, who had been a benign figure in my life, who'd helped raise me, was the person behind the screen, objectifying me. I felt betrayed, violated. When confronted, he panicked, denied it to his friends, but the evidence was irrefutable. My mom, in a whirlwind of disbelief and anger, kicked him out of the house. I shared my story online, and it went viral. Thousands weighed in, most shocked that such a quiet, seemingly innocent man could perpetrate such betrayal. I had exposed him, but at the cost of my own sense of security and trust. As I narrate this story now, I can't help but think of the life lessons it's given me. SilentFan99, my stepdad, Peter, whatever name he goes by, is out of our lives, his phone number blocked, his face a haunting memory. But the scars remain, and the trust is forever broken. I've continued my life, slightly jaded but more vigilant. So to all content creators out there, take it from me, always be prepared for the unexpected. Your biggest fan might just be your biggest nightmare, hidden behind a screen, lurking in the very corners of your life. Don't learn the hard way like I did. Keep your eyes open, trust your gut, and tread cautiously in a world that often isn't what it seems. Story 2. My name is Natalie, and I never thought the path to pursuing my dream job as an OnlyFans model would bring me face to face with my darkest nightmares. You might think that being a model involves just looking pretty in pictures or videos, but what it really requires is trust, trust in your audience, your community, and your own sense of security. That trust was shattered by Mauricio Damian Guerrero, a name I wish I could forget. It all started innocently enough. Mauricio initially seemed like just another fan when he subscribed to my OnlyFans page. We even exchanged a few messages online, and he appeared supportive and kind. But things began to change gradually. For a while, I had this lingering feeling that I was being watched. My movements, my online posts, my daily routine, something wasn't right, but I couldn't put my finger on it. My mom, who I live with in New Hampshire, started hearing strange noises in the attic. It's probably just raccoons, I'd assure her, but deep down, the thought gnawed at me that it could be something worse. As days turned into weeks, I grew more uneasy. Little things around the house seemed off. Keys were not where I left them. Once in a while, I thought I heard footsteps at night. I couldn't shake the feeling that my privacy was being invaded, but I found no evidence to support my gut feeling. My suspicion reached its peak when my mom heard a distinct rustling sound in the attic. This time, it wasn't like any animal's movements. These sounds had a pattern, a human touch. Panicked, we called the police, and they conducted a search. My heart sank when they discovered a makeshift living area in the attic, complete with hidden cameras pointed at my room. The video footage from Mauricio's phone was the final straw. It showed me, asleep and unaware, filmed in the dead of night. Mauricio had gained access to my home by making copies of my keys. He had been living in my attic, observing my every move and waiting for opportunities to come down and film me without my knowledge. The Deputy Strafford County Attorney revealed that Mauricio was charged with 4 felony counts of burglary. He initially claimed that he had only entered my home to retrieve a TV and fireplace, items he said he bought for me. In a chilling twist, he even tried to justify his actions by saying that I wanted a man to be obsessed with me. He was released from prison last week, wearing a tracking tag, but that does little to comfort me. A restraining order doesn't undo the violation I feel, the feeling of a stolen sanctuary, and a life I no longer recognize as just mine. Every creak of the house, every whisper of the wind, even the darkness of the night feels tainted. I've lost more than just my privacy, I've lost my ability to trust, to feel secure in my own home, my own life. As I try to pick up the pieces, the haunting memories remain, a grim reminder that the person you think you know from behind a screen can turn out to be your worst nightmare. I still struggle with the emotional aftermath of this ordeal, but sharing my story is the first step in regaining some semblance of control over my life. I want others to be aware, vigilant, and cautious about whom they let into their lives, even if it's only through a screen. Remember, not all fans are benign, not all admirers are harmless. And sometimes, the greatest threats are the ones lurking where you least expect them, in your very own home. This story is an emotional burden that I'll carry for the rest of my life, a tale of trust broken and a grim reality revealed. While I try to rebuild, the lurking shadows of my own home still fill me with dread, a haunting lesson I'll never forget.